Hello, my name is Kristen Bailey, and I'm a librarian with the Middle Georgia State University Library. Today, I'm going to be starting a series on how to find resources for your public speaking class, COMM 1110. So this first video is going to concentrate on how to find background information related to your introductory speech or your informative speech. And we're going to do this by starting in Galileo here. This is the library's homepage, and I'm going to click this Find Articles Galileo link to go to the Galileo homepage. On this page, I'm then going to select all databases. And then I know that my databases both start with the letter C because I'm looking for CQ Researcher and I'm looking for Credo Reference. I'm going to come down the page until I get to these numbers, and I'm going to select page 3 because I know that the databases are on that page. So you'll see that we have those databases here and here, and I'm going to start with CQ Researcher, which is a resource to find information on larger topics and movements. This is what the homepage looks like, and you'll see that they've got reports, short and long, on topics that fall into certain categories. So I'm going to look through some of these categories until I find one that looks like it relates to your class, something to do with social movements. So you'll see now I've got some more specific topics within that, and I can select something like civil rights movement, feminism, or protest movements to find more specific reports. There are short reports and long reports, and I'm going to show you a short report here first. You'll see that it's about the size of a news article and includes photos. These link to the sources at the bottom of the page. And you'll also see that there's a chronology in front of those footnotes. So that's what it looks like to view one of the short reports in CQ Researcher. Now let's look at one of the longer reports. So I'm going to look at systemic racism to show you what is involved in one of these reports. You'll see that there's an introduction page, but there's also pages for overview, background, current situation. They've got a pro-con page here that involves a specific question. Are street protests the best way to bring about racial equality? There's a chronology. There are maps and graphs. And finally, if you would like to view more sources, they have a bibliography of the different things they've used to write this report. You can also search by keyword here if you were interested in something like social media. Once you hit search, it'll bring back all of the reports that are tagged with that kind of information. So you'll see things about the news media, social media platforms, influencers, media bias, and you can click into any of these to view the report. Once I close CQ Researcher, we can come back in and now we can look at Credo Reference. Credo Reference is like a better version of Wikipedia. It has reliable encyclopedia entries that can give you background information on people or things. So we can start by searching for something like Barack Obama. And you'll see that we have a number of entries come back. It also shows you some connected terms to his name. I can scan through and I can see something like this Britannica Concise Encyclopedia, which is going to be a shorter entry that gives you some basic information on this political figure. I can also go back and see if I've got an entry that has a little bit more information. So maybe I'll look at this one in the Encyclopedia of the American Presidency, which gives you a little bit more detail related to his time in office. I can also look for something like a movement or a theme. So I could look for something like Black Lives Matter. And you'll see that we have responses come back there as well. So this concludes our video on how to find background information. The second video in this series will concentrate on how to find statistics.